Hi everyone, welcome to today's AMA. I am Bogdan Popa. I'm your host for today's AMA, and I have my guest with me today. And before we actually get into the AMA, it's important to mention the following disclaimer. This AMA is not representative of financial advice or nor an offer of solicitation to purchase an interest in any entity or investment vehicle. This AMA is for educational purposes only. And the next thing I want to talk to you about is, as you might have seen on our channels, we have some big surprises coming for our community in September. Trading competitions, giveaways, AMAs, podcast episodes, you name it, you will see it on our channels. And you might be wondering what's the best way to get ready for our big September run. Well, I'll tell you how. Sign up, invite your friends, and train and earn together and get ready for our big September. You can get more out of your trading and friendships at fmfw.io/referral. And now, without further ado, I am very pleased to be joined by Constantine, who is the head of marketing for Fringe Finance. And I am very excited to hear from him breaking down Fringe and to learn all about Fringe. So, Constantine, welcome. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Yeah, thank you for the invitation and that opportunity. Yeah, as Bogdan has said, I'm marketing director of Fringe Finance. I'm in the crypto space from 2017, where the first big crypto and Bitcoin hype cycle began. I've lost some money in trading, but I've gained interest in the space. And the next year, I was invited to work as the marketing director of one of the crypto startups, and I started discovering the space. It was very schmucky, but still, it was an eye-opening opportunity for me, because I've always thought about not only having the stable financial income source, but making some impact to the world. And crypto is really the opportunity. It's very common phrase, but make the world a better place. Because we currently have a lot of censorship, restrictions, and big tech tyranny. And the technology that we are working on is the opportunity to overcome that restrictions and border, and to work on something that can, replace outdated and obsolete institution with something new, transparent, and permissionless.
I love that. And it's very interesting to hear the timing of your career within the crypto space. And I'm actually curious, how did it feel to start back then in the bear market?
It's quite funny how the sentiment is changing. Sentiment among the investors, for example, changes because of the market cycle. You think of the venture capital companies as aiming at the long term and having the vision for 5 or 10 years. But in reality, you have that bear market cycle and no one wants to speak with you. And you have the bullish cycle and you work in the, smallest ever crypto project, but everyone from the Silicon Valley to Saudi Arabia sheikhs want to speak with you and say, hey, just shut up and take my money. That is unbelievable, really.
Yeah, the gap is pretty big when it comes to sentiment and investment opportunities as well. And you've mentioned that a lot of projects have 10-year plans, but I think at the end of the day, you have to be ready to pivot and to be flexible to embrace change, because you never know what's going to happen, and you have to be ready to move in the short term as well.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of projects that are switching from having the exact roadmap with dates to having just a list of the features that they want to do in some particular order that they are ready to change according to the market conditions.
Yeah, that happens quite often, especially this year. And to be honest, I don't think it's a bad thing, because, it's highly unpredictable, and, uncertainty is something that we all face. So it's just something that comes with it, and we have to move with it.
Yeah, and I was speaking about the plans of the venture capital companies. So I've heard previously, before I've spoken with some representatives of them, that they are like very big brain guys who think in the categories of like 10 years or things like that, and that not affected by the hypes, for example. But when I was helping one of the play to earn game, when the Axie Infinity success was very fruitful and everyone started to speak about play to earn, and you cannot imagine how many requests I had from the venture capital companies to speak, and they were like, wow, crazy, we would like to invest in your game. But actually the game was very small, so sometimes you think better about the people that they really are.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. Now, before we jump into the deep ends of your ecosystem, it would be great to establish some basic knowledge in the room about Fringe. Could you please briefly describe Fringe Finance for us?
Sure. Fringe Finance is a decentralized money market. It connects, I would say, four main counterparts, being lenders, borrowers, stakers, and the projects. So lenders are people, are private individuals and institutions who want to earn passive income on the capital that on our platform is represented. The capital pool is represented in stablecoins, and they put the stablecoin capital, they lend their capital to borrowers through our platform, and they receive interest rate for that. Borrowers, they also want to optimize the crypto capital, but in another way. They are the holders of the assets that are represented on the platforms, platform, and they want that asset not just being being back holders, or like it says in crypto. They want these assets to work for them. So they utilize that capital by taking a loan. So at the same time, they can, spend that capital and utilize it as they wish, but still be exposed to the potential upside volatility of the collateral assets. Sorry for the sound. Or the collateral assets that they have put on the platform. The third part is stakers. So these are the holders of our native token, Frin, who we envision will participate in the governance of the platform once we transition to DAO, and they will also participate in the fees distribution, and so all the fees collected by the platform will be distributed among the stakers of our native token, Frin. And the fourth is a project. So the platform, on the platform, there are assets that you can put as the collateral, and so we communicate with projects who can provide us, whose assets we integrate on the platform, and they have utility both for the holders, for the project, and of course for our ecosystem. As the holders of the token, they can they can borrow the capital against the token, and the projects, they are not exposed to selling all that, so they are removing the seller pressure from the market. And at the same time, they provide the additional utility for their community and for themselves also, because they can take a loan against their treasury if it is represented by their native token. And Fringe operates in the permissionless manner, currently on Ethereum blockchain. So what does it mean? It means that the majority of the processes and operation, they are happening on chain, so it is transparent and everyone can see what is happening inside the smart contracts, and all the operations are on blockchain, and it's unstoppable unless the Ethereum network will stop operating.
I can't help but ask you, what are your thoughts and feelings about the merge, the Ethereum merge?
Uh, we are definitely keeping a close eye on what is happening with the merge.
Yeah.
But yeah, and we're following all the discussions, but it is not something that we think we need to comment about because it's quite a sensitive topic, I believe.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, since you've mentioned the four different verticals that make up your ecosystem, could you please go into more detail about the use cases that the project offers?
Yeah, sure. So I've not counted how many use cases we have got. Let's count them together right now. So the first one is that is the holders of stablecoin capital. They can earn interest if they provide it to be used to be borrowed by our users. So it is the first one. The second one is that if you are the holder of the asset represented on the platform, and you need the capital to be used somewhere else in your offline or online activities, but you still want to be exposed to the upside volatility of your token, you can take a loan against that. That's a second use case. The third one is that you can arbitrage using the very same opportunity. So you, for example, take a stablecoin loan, and then you see the opportunity to have a high interest rate somewhere in the DeFi or CeFi ecosystem, and you just take a loan and then put the capital on other opportunities. So at the same time, you receive additional yield on that.
Yeah.
The next one, I believe it is fourth one. It's quite sensitive, and in any case, it's not financial or legal advice. But in case you do not sell your crypto, but you take a loan, there is no taxation event, so you can optimize your taxation with that operation. The fifth one, I believe, is that you can leverage your position in certain crypto asset by taking a loan, taking a stablecoin loan against that asset, and then acquiring more of that asset, and then taking a loan against the bought assets, and then repeating that operation as much as you can, as you wish to be leveraged. So you can use that opportunity if you are ready to take such a risk. The next one is quite the opposite. When you would like to hedge your position, and you can borrow stablecoins and then acquire token that you will believe will go in the opposite direction on the one that you use as the collateral. So in that case, you are hedged against the negative movement of the underlying asset.
Right.
The next one is the protocols that can use their treasury to take a loan and fund their operations, because currently crypto projects, they lack the opportunity to take a loan. Like they cannot go into banks with that, especially if it is a decentralized financial product. But that's an option that is highly needed in the business sphere, that's proven with centuries. And so now we provided that opportunity for all levels of assets, and that's quite our unique value proposition, that we are planning to integrate as much assets as possible on the platform, and not only high level assets, but also mid cap and long cap, so-called long tail assets, who currently lack lots of opportunities in the DeFi space. And the last one that I already mentioned is the staking. So the people who, I'm closing here with I've started with passive income opportunity, and I'm finishing with that also. So if you believe that fringe finance concept will have a place in the market, and you believe that we as the project will grow, you can stake free tokens on the platform and take part in the revenues generated by the platform. So you can also have a passive income through that mechanism. But that is, of course, in case the platform will generate enough of fees for that.
Right. Well, I think I lost the count. That's quite a lot of use cases offering. Now, since you've mentioned so many use cases, we both know how important it is to make the market and the space that we are in aware of the use cases that you offer. So I'm curious, how does Fringe see collaboration and partnerships as part of your long-term growth?
We see, like, Fringe is standing on two whales. Our world is standing on two whales. The first one is partnerships, and the second one is the community.
Yeah.
So Fringe is a part of DeFi, as also known as the money Lego. So parts of Fringe finance can be integrated in the permissionless manner into other protocols, and we can also integrate parts of other decentralized financial applications or any decentralized application in that case into Fringe finance.
Yeah.
So the amount of potential partnerships for us is unlimited, but currently we are focusing first on the projects that we integrate as the collateral assets, and we're not only partnering with them on that basis. For example, we have integrated Matic token of the Polygon network, but we're also planning to add the support of Multichain. So we're currently available on Ethereum network, but we were planning to switch to first cross-chain and then multi-chain opportunity. So our users will be able to use our features without, on the different chains. So you can land on one chain or receive interest on another, or you can borrow and you can put the collateral on one chain and receive a loan on another one. And Polygon is one of the chains that will integrate in the first place. Or, for example, we have integrated the link token of the Chainlink, but Chainlink is not only the collateral asset on the platform, it is also a backbone infrastructure provider, because we have the price fits data from them, and that oracles, well, with them we built our process of defining different parameters around. So there are a lot of different cases that like that we can have with the assets that we are integrated on the platform. Like, for example, insurance, or we can cross-chain opportunity, or some of our partners, they want to integrate into their applications part of what we are offering, so lending or borrowing, for example. We're also doing partnership with exchanges, of course, like FMFW, and having AMA spaces and trading competition and different kind of activities like that. So to sum up, we envision partnership as the crucial part of our go-to-market strategy. And as I have earlier said, we are our unique value proposition is that we are aiming to integrate assets on the platform that are currently lack opportunities in the DeFi space. And for such low cap and mid cap assets, we provide the unique ability to create lending market and provide the additional utility for their holders. And we expect that as it is a win-win-win solution for the holders, for the project, and for Fringe Finance. The project will be eager to tell their communities about Fringe and about lending markets that we create. So that is our one of the main sources of our marketing user acquisition.
That sounds interesting, and I can definitely see the shift to a multi-chain operational system being very impactful. Do you already have a timeline in mind for that, or when do you think that would happen?
First, we will add the support to some certain networks.
Yeah.
And so they will be available as the separate markets. So everything happening on one chain will be absolutely separate from things happening on other chains, like it is currently on the platforms like Aave or Compound or any other available on the market. And so for that, we are quite near. I would not like to mention any dates here, but I would say that technically we are ready to integrate a couple of L1 and L2 solutions that are EVM compatible.
That's great.
And regarding the multi-chain solution, I cannot name the exact dates, but it will be the next step for us after adding the support for separate chains.
Yeah, it definitely is a big milestone, and it takes time to prepare the correct execution for that. Now let's discuss tokenomics. It's a popular topic for our passionate community of traders. Could you briefly describe your native token Frin and the different utilities that it brings to its users?
I think I have described the main utilities that Frin is providing for the community. So the first one is governance that will be available once we transition to decentralized form of our organization, and community will participate in key decision making by creating and voting on the proposals that will on the proposals. And the second one is the participation in the sharing of the fees that are collected by the platform. I can also add that we are quite a low cap asset at the moment in comparison with already established lending platforms. But with our go-to-market strategy, we expect that to change. I would like also to add that we have the absolute majority of tokens in the already circulating, and we will only have the project treasury currently locked.
Now, you've mentioned a couple of times the transition to a DAO model. Can you please tell us more about these plans and the main motivations behind the move?
There are a couple of motivations for that. First one is that is what we see that there's a big shift, the paradigm shift in the crypto space and in the broader business space from Web 1 to Web 3, where the community is not only the content creator, but also the owner of the content and other projects where they participate. We are very careful and cautious in our transition to DAO because there are so many, problematics that can occur with that, and that space is still very young and nascent. And
Absolutely.
we have seen malicious actions being taken through DAO activities. So we are not in any way in a hurry with that implementation, and we want to design it as good and as planned as possible. We also want, we have very passionate community who is spreading the word about Fringe, and I want to say thanks to them and for their feedback. Sometimes it's, sometimes they're crazy, sometimes they're rude, but anyway, we're very open and supportive for what are they doing and how they promoting the project. And the second aspect with DAO transition is the regulation aspect, of course, because we see a lot of things that is also with the Ethereum merge and with Tornado Cash situation and with some of the platforms in the DeFi space coming to be regulated under the US government regulatory acts, and we envision certain steps in order to mitigate the potential regulatory risk, and one of them is transition to DAO, of course. I can name other steps, and we are working on the decentralized user interface. So anyone will have an ability to set up the interface to interact with our protocol, and we will also set up the decentralized backend. So the platform will be as protected against the censorship as it possibly can.
It sounds like you and the team have a lot of things on your plate. You're quite busy.
Yeah. I have not even mentioned what is in our roadmap, and some of the things inside of that are quite fantastic, and we will be the pioneers in doing that. Like, for example, we're planning to integrate tokenized NFTs. We will not be the first one in that. We're planning, but still, loans against tokenized NFTs and loans against liquidity pool tokens. That is something I'm so surprised. I'm so surprised that the market currently doesn't have, because it's so obvious. So if you are the holder of a LP token, that is first of all, it's a less volatile asset than any asset or that pair, and second, you cannot do anything with that, mostly because farming opportunities, they are short term, and what else can you do with that LP token? Yeah, so taking a loan against that seems very natural solution.
Yeah, you would think that it's common sense when it comes to that.
Yeah,
but it's surprising.
Sure. And as I have said, we will release our staking platform very soon. It is already being audited, and the audit results, we are very satisfied with that. So it only takes the administration process to set up all the needed parameters for our campaigns. So we will add the campaign to incentivize liquidity providers, to incentivize our lenders, and incentivize the token stakers. And I also wanted to add that our staking platform will be not only available for Fringe Finance, but we are also offering it for other projects to use. So in case you want to make a staking program for your token, you can reach out directly to us, and you can utilize the Fringe Finance staking platform for your token. So it will be also available for the third-party actors.
Yeah, it sounds like a collaborative opportunity there.
Yeah, because we have searched for such an opportunities, and we have found none. So instead of spending time on creating your own staking platform that takes a lot of development resources and financial resources, especially for audits that are quite expensive, you can utilize the solution that is already existent.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we live in a world today where building from scratch becomes almost like a last resort option because speed and efficiency is prioritized in today's world.
Absolutely. It's like, building your own blockchain.
Yeah,
when
exactly.
you can utilize already existing one with infrastructure and ecosystem and community of builders.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a no-brainer move. Now that you actually mentioned that the staking is coming up, it leads me to my next question, which is how does the rest of the 2022 look like for you and the team? Are there any events, updates, or moves that we need to keep in mind?
The biggest event that has happened in 2022 for us was the launch of our platform in June of that year. So platform is only 2 months live now. We have our community has waited for it since November 2020, and we have worked on that. So we are very happy with the design of the platform and the way it works in the technical terms. We are also adding almost every week. We are adding the support for the new collateral assets on the platform, and we are even planning to speed up that process. And as our CDO has said, we have something like 75 of the new assets in the pipeline for the integration. And I believe we have already integrated like 13 assets with the compound maximum borrowing capacity of 73 million.
That's quite impressive. So what do you think is going to be the next big milestone for you after the launch in June?
We are adding the new assets. We are launching our staking platform. After that, we, as I have said, we are working on a couple of different solutions simultaneously, and I'm not sure which one will come first, but we're working on the cross-chain, on the support of the additional networks. We are working on adding the support for different collateral types. We will also upgrade our staking platform for the ability to provide the rewards, multi-asset rewards. So currently it's a single asset, but after that, our partners will have an ability to provide rewards for our staking pools in order to have an exposure to fringe finance community or to incentivize some programs. Yeah, that's it. That's what we envision for the nearest future.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like you'll be busy for a while. And, on behalf of our team, we will definitely be there to support you and come together again to collaborate in initiatives like this one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, are you ready for some community questions?
Yeah.
Awesome. So basically, our community members had the opportunity to submit their questions through a form. And now we'll go through some of the questions with you. So the first question comes from Sense Boy, and it sounds like this. I would like to know more about fringe finance marketplace, including borrowing and staking, and lending protocols and rules.
Okay, so regarding, I will start with the end part. Regarding the rules, we are operating as the permissionless lending protocol. So unlike in the traditional financial space, where you will be asked to perform KYC operation and provide and have a lot of paperwork in order to interact with our protocol, you only need your cryptocurrency wallet, and you can use our platform and interact with it from any part of the world. And regarding of your any social parameters of your age, of your gender, and things like that. So we do not discriminate in that. You only need your cryptocurrency wallet, and in our case currently it's an Ethereum wallet. You unlock your wallet on the platform, and in case you want to participate as the lender, we currently use USDC stablecoin as the as our only stablecoin for our capital pool, and you can put your USDC and you will receive corresponding FUSDC or French USDC token that will represent your share in the pool. And depending on the utilization rate of the capital pool, you will receive an interest rate that you can see in the changing exchange rate for your FUSDC token to USDC. And in case you want to quit the position, you can withdraw your capital and receive your USDC amount plus the interest amount that accrued during the time that your capital was provided on the platform. In case you want to interact as a borrower, your first step is the same. You unlock your wallet on the platform, and then you will see the assets that are available on the platform and your balances of that asset. You can deposit one or the asset that you have, and you will receive the corresponding PIT token that will represent your line of credit. So every token on our platform has certain LVR level or loan to value ratio, depending on the previous volatility of that asset. And for example, if a token has like loan to value ratio of 50%, so for your provided 1,000 worth of that asset, you can take a loan of 500 of USDC.
Right.
And utilize that USDC capital as you wish. So it is not locked in any way on the platform. And after you pay it back with also interest accrued during the time that you have taken that loan, you can take your collateral back.
And that answers our first question. And for anyone that wants to look deeper into these rules, can they check out the website, or what's the best place to go to?
Yeah, you can check the website and the application. So the website is fringe.fi and the application is app.fringe.fi. And for the ones who are the most hardcore, they can study our white paper that's quite comprehensive. And I want to highlight here one of the popular myths about decentralized lending. So it is not peer-to-peer lending. So you're not interacting lender against borrower. You are interacting with the protocol, and all the capital is pooled into the pool. Sorry for that. And the borrowers are taking the capital from pool, not from individual lenders. So that is one of the popular mistakes of the people when they hear about the design of protocols such as ours.
But actually, it's a good transition to the next question that relates to collateral. So the next question is coming from Miyaku. I think I spelled that correctly, I think. What is the process for adding new tokens as collateral types? How can they apply? How seamless can it be? For example, if there is a large platform adoption and you have 100 tokens to be listed as collateral types, will it take the first couple of months realistically, or how long the process takes?
Thanks for the question. Very, very good ones. Technically, we are able to list all the assets currently that has a Chainlink feed and that has enough of the liquidity on the markets, and that has that fits certain parameters of our platform. As I have mentioned earlier, in our pipeline, there are 75 of the assets that we plan to integrate. We can do it, I believe, in a single move. So there are no technical obstacles to integrating new assets. But as we consider every asset integration as a separate marketing occasion, we divide it into parts. So we add in all the assets separately, and we trying to communicate that integrations to the community or the assets that are being deployed on the platform. And in case the project is interested in being integrated and being in their token integrated on the platform, they can reach out directly to team through Telegram, through Discord. And we also have the form that they can fill for their request. And in the near future, with added support of the additional networks and with an ability to integrate probably more price fit oracles, we'll have an ability to integrate not like 75, but potentially hundreds and thousands of new assets as the collateral on the platform.
It sounds like there's a lot of potential for future integrations.
Right.
Now, the third question is coming from Neptune19, asking, in regards to the USB stable token, has it been decided yet whether only trustless assets will back it, or will you still be able to mint it with semi-trustless assets as USDC or USDT?
Thanks for the question. Brilliant question. With USB platform, we are also seeing the shift and bifurcate point between regulated and not regulated DeFi space, and we see which assets are choosing, if it's possible to say, their sites here. So we definitely envision the need for a truly decentralized stablecoin in the space, and we see current assets that are available, current projects, either completely centralized or not decentralized enough. So to answer directly the question, USB stablecoin will be backed by all the assets that will be available on French Finance platform as the collateral. So the USB mechanism will work in terms of the user interface. It will work in the same manner for borrowers, but they will not be borrowers, but they will be minters of all the tokens, because the USB will be minted after they will provide the collateral, and in the reverse operation it will be burned. So, but in terms of the user interface, it will work more or less the same as on the private lending platform of Fringe. So you can either provide the capital and earn interest rate on that, or you can borrow. Or you can borrow against your collateral asset and take a stablecoin capital, but in that case it will be represented by USB, and under the hood it will be quite a different process, but it will be minting instead of just taking capital from the pool.
Right, that's loud and clear. Thank you for your answer. Now the next question is about your native token FRIN. The question is coming from Chen 2678, and it sounds like this. In terms of the native token FRIN, how does the FRIN token function within the platform, and why is it needed?
Yeah, thanks for the question. I think I've already answered, but I will clarify. So FRIN token, we envision that as the governance token on the platform. So the holders of FRIN, they will take part in creating the proposals and voting for the proposals that will decide the fate or the platform. And we also see one of the main goals of the platform to generate revenue for the holders of the token. So they will participate in the distribution or the fees collected by the platform through the staking mechanism.
Right, yeah. And now the last question is coming from Jiet, and it's about staking. So she's asking, can you elaborate regarding the staking program in your project and what are the requirements?
I think you can reach out directly to communicate about that. We've not the requirement is to provide some of the tokens that will be used for the staking platform as the reward for the stakers of our free tokens when it will be available for multi-asset staking.
Yeah, that sounds clear. And with that,
but sorry. Let me continue. Sure. But in any way, it will be the amount of the token provided will be much less than you will need to spend on developing the platform and auditing your own staking platform. Also, you will get the exposure to fringe community with your token, and we can also participate in some of other commodity or partnership activities with your project.
That sounds good. Now, before we wrap up, do you have any last remarks or words for our listeners?
Do your own research.
That's a good one.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good rule of thumb.
Thanks, Bogdan, for the invitation, and thanks to all the listeners. Absolutely. It was a great opportunity to speak about Fringe. I love that.
Yeah, we love that too, and it was a pleasure to host you, and I would like to say that it's just the first of many to follow.
Yeah, have a good day. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Have a good day.